Air freight, Speedbox 2 and Dunlop valves are the subject of this week's Ask EMBN.
Roy Patience, he's asking, I'm planning on coming to the UK and purchasing an e-bike to travel around on whilst I'm there and most likely to return to Australia with it. I know you have said many times you can't air freight batteries, but how do the manufacturers freight their batteries to other countries? Love the show.
Have we said that we can't air freight batteries? Well, I think you can. Now, you have to have a special box with special packing. It can be done. We have actually sent batteries air freight. It has to be only done through certain companies, but it can be done. I think you just need to do some research on the brands that fly to Australia. I wouldn't like to say whether it's DHL or TNT. But we've definitely sent a TNT battery on air freight.
Yeah, on cargo only is usually the most common way. Yeah. And obviously shipping, so get it on a boat and get it shipped across could be an option.
I mean, alternative is maybe to get in touch with your importer in Australia and ask them if they could ship a battery in for your bike and just simply leave the battery in the UK or sell it in the UK, and I'm sure there's be quite a good market for e-bike batteries, and then get a battery when you're back in Australia. Alexandra Gospic, Alexander, you've had a question before. Good to hear from you again. Does anyone know if there is a range extender for Shimano E8000? Those batteries that go on the bottled water holder screws are great, but it seems there's nothing like it for E8000. Great thing about that solution is you don't have to carry the second battery in a backpack. Or is the second battery the only solution for E8000?
Good question. I've not seen anything, even aftermarket, for the E8000, to be fair. What I would like to see manufacturers doing maybe is some kind of like rail mounting system, almost like we do hold water bottles. If you just slide a battery onto your frame, could be quite good.
I think it depends on the bike, doesn't it? And YT coming out with a 650 watt-hour battery for the Deco, which runs E8000.
Yeah, so it can be done.
I guess the answer to the question depends what bike you've got. I think Lapierre have got some extra volume batteries for their range of bikes.
So they're only 2.4 kilos, aren't they? The Shimano E8000 batteries, so they're not crazy. I'll just stick it in the backpack. We recently did a video with Nico Voulias, who's into all this big time. And his argument is that the difference between a 500 watt hour battery and a 650 watt hour battery is about a kilo difference in weight. So I think weight comes into this equation as well, doesn't it? Yeah, definitely.
Richard S16 is asking, with regard to valves, a few years ago I accidentally ordered a Dunlop valve, but after trying it I loved it. It seemed to offer the best of both worlds, but now they seem to have vanished. Why didn't they become more popular?
Well, Dunlop valve, if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like similar size to a Schrader or a car-style valve. It's got like a Presta insert to it, so it basically unscrews and lets all the air out. But could be something to do, I think, more with like the tubeless setups coming more into, more commonplace now, and you can't have that big well to accommodate that size valve.
Yeah, but you're into it then, Chris?
Not so much Dunlop's quite into the Schrader valve, but Dunlop valve, a bit old school now.
Okie doke. Yakko. Hi guys, love your shows. Thanks, Yakko. What do you think about Speedbox 2 using off-road, obviously? Using off-road, obviously. Cheers.
You're the de-restriction man, Steve?
I've got absolutely no idea what Speedbox 2 is even. What is it?
So Speedbox 2 is obviously a de-restricting dongle that you can add to your bike to get rid of the 25 kilometers an hour limit. A lot of people get confused with dongles and de-restricting bikes, thinking that they actually give more power, but it's obviously just removing that limit. It's your call, obviously, on fitting one of those. If you're in warranty, it's going to invalidate your warranty. You're not allowed to use it on the road. There's a lot more to think about when it comes to de-restricting a bike, but they are great if you are going to be using them off-road, if it's your thing. Just make sure I would try and get one that you can turn on and off. That way it is going to be legal to use it in both scenarios.
Any videos on this?
We've done a restricted versus de-restricted video.
There you go.
See the difference it makes on the trail.
Oh, crikey. Not a bad day for an e-bike ride, a bit cold. What on earth are you doing?
Turning my de-restrictor on, Steve. Got it off eBay, 120 quid. Means I get rid of that stupid 15.9 mile an hour, 25 kph. Who the hell wants to ride around these woods at that speed? It's like a Victorian horse and cart. Who the hell made these bloody rules up anyway? idiots.
Ooh, that's a bit harsh, Chris. I actually have a nice time on my e-mountain bike. I don't think I can go that speed.
Now, you really need to get with a program. Who the hell wants to trundle up those hills 50 mile an hour, 25 kph? It's about being in your big chain ring, hardest gear, cruising up there 30 mile an hour. I'm really not into this restricted, Steve.
Vibe to Light is the new RE tyre system, removable knob layer, just marketing hype, or a good answer for those like me who use one e-bike for everything? The full suspension 5-track.
Well, we checked these out on Kickstarter. So these, if you don't know what the re-tyre system is different tyres you can zip onto your rims via a zip, and obviously change from city tyres to an off-road tyre, just zipping the tyre off. What are you thinking, Steve? Doesn't look like it.
You can't see anything good coming out of that, to be honest, Chris.
No, I think especially all the zips going to get clogged up with mud, and it's just becoming a bit of a nightmare. I think just invest in those tyres, or maybe a different set of wheels if that's what you're going to be doing a lot of.
Sorry, Vibe to Light, and sorry to the company RE Tyre who's developing that. I mean, it might be good for indoor dry conditions, but when you get out and about, different climates around the world,
Grimes
that's going to be
zip,
yeah. That's why that's the like of. Oh, this is a zip. Mind if you got zipped on your button today.
Unbuttoned.
All right, unbuttoned.
From Martin Gray.
Got button tyres next.
Great show as always. He's saying, quick question. I'm thinking about buying a used e-mountain bike, but was wondering what you check for with regards to battery and motor when inspecting the bike. Don't want to buy one that has issues a few weeks later if there's any simple checks I could do.
Look no further. Chris Smith has done a video on buying a second-hand e-mountain bike.
When it comes to viewing your second-hand e-mountain bike, I think it's really important to take a few basic tools along with you just to check things like the chain wear, things like that out. It's going to give you an idea of how well that bike's actually been treated. So the main part of the bike that you're going to be buying obviously is the frame. Now this is vitally important to take your time to check over. Just check obviously if it's aluminium frame, all the welds and things like that, make sure there's no cracks or creases, any big rock strikes on the down tube, have a look around the motor and the motor casing. Things like on a full suspension bike, just check the chain stays and the seat stays for, again, dinks, cracks, marks on it that, you know, definitely don't want on there. And obviously if you're buying a carbon bike, just check that there's no big paint chunks missing, because that could mean something's hit it and caused it quite a stress. Also, just beware of things like stickers on bikes in abnormal places. Ask if it's okay to peel away that sticker, because it could be hiding something pretty nasty.
It's from Ian Welshboy. Ian Welshboy.
Do you know Ian?
I know Ian Bray from South Wales. Is it you, Ian? Is he? He won't be asking this question, I don't think. How best to carry kit on the bike for short blasts and medium to longer rides? Focus on ghetto solutions to save money, not bling off the shelf would be good. Well, I was going to say bum bags.
Bum bags, obviously pretty cool, aren't they? Quite a cheap option. I see a few riders actually using like those water bottle tool storage things, kitting them out with a bit of foam inside, sticking all your bars, your little tools, zip ties, you name it. That's quite a cool, easy way to do it for those little rides.
Have you seen the SWAT bib liners from Specialized? They've got loads of pockets in them. You can carry your phone, you can carry energy bars, water bottle, and lots of bikes have got places on them to carry a kit now, haven't they?
Yeah, exactly. And I think
see all the World Enduro riders carrying their stuff.
Yeah, all with those little Velcro straps, you can strap stuff on there, just fit them in a little bit of triangles and gaps in the
Chris
frame.
loves a good strap on, doesn't you?
So from Wales to Scotland, this is in from WeJock. He's saying, hi guys, the e-bike thing for me has opened up a new world, but my ass can't
It's
handle
a big butt.
It is a big butt by the sounds of it. My ass can't handle all the sitting pedaling. I ride a Specialized Levo and need some kind of comfortable seat. Any ideas or recommendations?
Now that is a brilliant question. I can't believe other people haven't asked that question. I think it should be the title for this week's Ask EMVM because there's so many points to factor here.
What we're going to go with?
You're going to start off with the size bike you're riding. Is it the right size bike? You're looking at the seat tube angle. Is it a good seat tube angle on your bike? Is it not? You're looking at the type of seat, the width of the seat, the material of the seat, the construction of the seat. You're looking at the position of your seat in the rails.
Yeah.
Then, of course, you're looking at what clothes you're wearing. You wearing a liner? You're wearing shorts? You're wearing pants? You know, what have you got on? I would actually start off with a really, really premium set of liners with good padding on them. And the difficult thing with liners is there's good ones and there's bad ones. You need to make sure the padding is actually in the right place for when you're climbing and when you're pedaling, because if you get it wrong, you can still have you can actually have an expensive pair of liners which don't work.
Yeah. As well, to add to that, I think the angle of the saddle as well. So you've got the 2 bolts under the seat, which Steve mentioned. You can move your seat back and forward, but also adjust what angle is going on. And I think if you're in a saddle a lot more, I tend to run my saddle quite nose down, so you're not getting a lot of pressure at the front. And I think it's worth mentioning, think about the sag of the bike as well, because when you sit on the bike, the saddle is obviously going to drop. So it might look quite extreme when you're not on it, but when you're actually sat on it, it's going to be bang on the right position.
And also there's the type of seat you're using. Now, we use Ergon seats on the MBN. They make an e-bike specific saddle. Now, there's other ones on the market as well, such as Prologo. And the likes of Specialized and Bontrager, they've got their own custom saddles for different butt widths.
Yeah.
Right? And also there's another company called SQ Labs who've got a seat which has got flexi size to it. So there's loads of options in the market, but you're going to go and get yourself fitted for a seat that suits you.
Yeah, get along to a bike shop. They can actually measure your sit bones as well to make sure you're getting on the right width saddle, not causing any discomfort. A lot of riders tend to stick a massive saddle on there like a big sofa. That's probably the worst thing you can actually do. So get along.
It's a great question. It's a really good question, and it takes a lot of fine tuning to get right.
But that's it for this week's Ask EMBN. Don't forget, if you want to get your question on the show, hashtag Ask EMBN, drop us them in the comments box below, and it could be you next week's show. Yeah, and if you've got any kind of comments related to rear end issues, I want to know about them. So let's get involved in this discussion about saddles and butts on e-bikes. And if you want to stick around, there's a video on all about e-bike maintenance down there. That's a great one you did last week, Steve.
And if you want to see an adventure into the wilderness, where we've definitely had sore bums, Into the Wild with Hannah Barnes down here.
Thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next week.